Hi, I'm Katie Hacker. Welcome to a new season of Beads, Baubles, and Jewels. The making of jewelry is its own form of art with beads and metal, and more, replacing paints and brushes. This season we'll look to artists, eras of art history, and art terminology to inspire artful designs. Today's designers channel the masters as they create the art of jewelry. Each week I'll begin the episode with a feature on types of beads. There are so many choices that can inspire your art. Today's feature bead and technique is pierced metal. Then, artist Kate Richburg creates Frida Kahlo-inspired ear wires. They evoke the images found in Frida's art. Next, artist Brenda Schwader encases found objects in a Joseph Cornell-inspired piece that shows off his iconic style. Tammy Hahnemann ends the episode with the first of a series of projects highlighting artists' favorite materials. She begins with the art of chenille stitch and how changing the color and finish changes the design. It's all today on Beads, Baubles, and Jewels. Welcome to Beads, Baubles, and Jewels. I'm Katie Hacker. Today's show features artist-inspired jewelry, but to begin, beads and techniques are often the inspiration for a piece. I thought I'd share some of my favorites and highlight different materials each week, starting with pierced metal. So take a look at this shield necklace. This is created by Kim St. Jean, and I think it's so amazing that Kim is so proficient with the jeweler's saw. She pierces the metal and then saws out this design. And Julie Sanford's bracelet here is a similar idea. I love this little bird on a branch, and she is a master with the saw as well. This piece is by Thomas Mann, and he sawed out several shapes and then textured them and riveted them together. And I just love this look, and I think, again, it's an impressive use of the jeweler's saw. And this one is one of my favorites. This was created by Stacy Rogers, and Stacy creates these very organic pierced effect. It has two layers that are then soldered together, and I just think this is an impressive use of the saw. I wear this ring all the time to remind myself that someday I'm going to be proficient enough to do something like this. So I will be right back with Kate Richburg. I'm here with artist Kate Richburg, and today we're talking about things that are through the eyes of the artist. And take a look at these earrings. I love these, Kate.
Thanks, Katie. I am so in love with the art and the artistic way that Frida Kahlo made herself into a living work of art. So the way I just interpreted these earrings, thinking that maybe it would be something that Frida would wear.
Definitely, I think so, and they're really fun.
Thanks, I love them. So we'll jump in by starting with a pre-made flower blank. And I've stamped the flower to give it a little bit of texture. And you can see I've started it already. So I just have my bench block, my little stamp, and I'm just gonna continue to stamp a design on this flower blank. Just there and there. There we go. Once that flower blank has been stamped, I'm going to place it design side up into the dapping block, and I'm just going to curve it so it looks like a flower.
Sure.
And just give it a few light taps with your little dap, and you can see how we've got our little curved flower there.
Yeah, that looks good.
Now, we need a center for this flower before we actually add it to the ear wire. And what I use is fine silver wire. Now, Katie, I have a little trick for you for making our little granules, because we're gonna use a granule for that center. What I do with the wire is I jump in and I cut my little wire here. I want all of my granules to be the same length. So I've got some washers here, little 3mm washers that I've stacked up, and I just put my wire down inside that washer, and see how I use that as kind of like a little shim.
It's a great idea.
And when I take my washers away, look at that, Katie. They're all the same size.
Perfect.
Next, I put those on, just one of those on my little charcoal block. And I use charcoal block to make granules, just so that the granule has a nice flat bottom and they don't stick to the surface when I make them. And notice how I've also kind of bent that wire in an L shape. That keeps the granule from rolling off, or the wire from rolling off as I heat it up to make a granule.
Okay.
So I'm going to fire up the torch since you've got your safety glasses
I'm ready.
on. And let's just go ahead and I'm gonna melt that little wire into a nice round granule. I'm gonna have my soldering pick at the ready, just to make sure that it doesn't roll off anywhere.
There it goes.
But there's that granule.
Perfect.